Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman, and I'm an attorney at Goldman & Associates. And today I'd like to talk about the interplay between a conviction for domestic violence and custody. A lot of people are wondering whether or not, if they're convicted of domestic violence, does this in some way disqualify them to be the custodial parent? The real answer is no, not in and of itself. There are a dozen factors or so that take into account what's in the best interest of the children, and one of them is the presence of domestic violence in the household. I mean, clearly in a situation where everything's equal, but one person has a history of domestic violence, the court might well give the custody to the other person because everything's the same. Having said that, the fact of domestic violence in and of itself does not necessarily disqualify. Let us remember that the custody factors are unevenly weighted. So if you have very strong qualifications on 11 factors and a challenge to your qualifications because of an incident of domestic violence, the court has to look into it. What kind of domestic violence was it? Was it just sort of a mutual affray? Was it two people yelling at each other? Was it something that happened 10 years ago? The court needs to take all of that into account in order to determine the impact of a domestic violence charge on the custody. So it may be disqualifying in aggravated circumstances, but it may not. So if you have questions about that, reach out and we'll talk about it and we'll see what your case is and what the facts are as it relates to you. If you have found this helpful, please of course like, comment, and share.